In the previous video on this playlist, we discussed the choleric temperament. In this chapter we shall discuss the sanguine temperament. The sanguine temperament, a spark of light or a flickering flame? What defines a sanguine person? Is it their infectious optimism or their fleeting focus? Their ability to light up a room or their struggle to stay grounded? Let's explore the essence of this lively temperament, and uncover the traits that make them both captivating and challenging. 1. Surface-level charm, a blessing or a curse? Sanguines are quick to react, full of enthusiasm, but only for a moment. Their impressions, while strong, are fleeting. Do you ever find yourself moving on before truly understanding something? Sanguines skim the surface of topics, jumping from one thing to the next without fully diving in. They love light work and avoid tasks that require deep thought or sustained effort. But here's the twist. Most sanguines don't even realize they're being superficial. They believe they've grasped everything perfectly. Could this blind spot be holding you or someone you know back? 2. A heart that flutters, the instability within. The sanguine heart is like a pendulum, swinging wildly between extremes. Remember St. Peter? He swore his loyalty to Jesus, only to deny him mere hours later. Or the crowds who cheered on Palm Sunday, only to cry "Crucify him." Days later, sanguines can quickly shift their views, moods, and resolutions. Have you ever made a bold promise, only to struggle keeping it when excitement faded? This inconsistency often leads others to question their character. But sanguines always have an explanation for their changes, even if they've forgotten to consider the bigger picture. Can this be a source of misunderstanding in your relationships? 3. Drawn to the external, the beauty obsession. Sanguines live through their senses, deeply attuned to the world around them. They're captivated by appearances, both their own and others. Do you find yourself drawn to beauty, fashion, and the latest trends? Sanguines see everything, hear everything, and, more often than not, talk about everything. Their lively conversations and endless topics can be both delightful and, at times, overwhelming to those around them. This outward focus is the opposite of the introspective melancholic, who dwells deeply on thoughts and emotions. Where do you fall on this spectrum? 4. Eternal optimists, the bright side of life. If sanguines had a motto, it might be, "Why worry?" Sanguines always see the silver lining, brushing off failures with ease. But this optimism often leads to teasing and jokes that others might not take so lightly. Have you ever made a joke, only to be surprised when someone didn't find it funny? Sanguines rarely mean harm, but their lightheartedness can sometimes come across as insensitivity. 5. Passion, a flicker, not a flame. While cholerics burn with all-consuming passion, the sanguines' emotions flare up quickly and fade just as fast. Their feelings are fleeting, like a spark that never fully catches fire. This lack of deep, lasting passion can be a gift in spiritual life, sparing them from the intense struggles of cholerics or the anxieties of melancholics. Do you know someone who seems to navigate life with joy and ease? They might just be a sanguine at heart. The takeaway: sanguines bring light, energy, and joy to those around them, but their fleeting focus and external nature can create challenges. How do you balance your strengths and weaknesses, or help someone else do the same? The dark side of the sanguine, a temperament's hidden struggles. Beneath the sanguine's charm and vivacity lies a complex reality. Could their love for life and attention become their undoing? Let's dive into the shadowed corners of this vibrant temperament. Are you ready to uncover the truths that may hit closer to home than you expect? 1. Vanity and self-complacency, a delicate trap. While the choleric thrives on ambition and the melancholic fears humiliation, the sanguine's pride takes a different form: vanity. Do you find joy in your reflection, your clothes, or your accomplishments? Are you easily swayed by praise or flattery? Sanguines often are. They delight in being noticed and may even perform imprudent acts under the spell of a compliment. How dangerous can this susceptibility become? For some, it can lead to choices they later regret, or even compromise their moral compass. 2. Flirtation, jealousy, and envy, a dangerous dance. The sanguine's tendency toward superficial connections can lead to flirtation and fleeting affections. But here's the twist: their levity often prevents them from forming deep bonds. Have you ever been drawn to fleeting admiration, only to realize it lacked substance? Jealousy and envy often follow when their need for affection isn't met. This can create a cycle of unhealthy relationships, favoritism, and even resentment. How can one break free from these tendencies? 3. A love for pleasure, when cheerfulness goes too far. Sanguines thrive in company, entertainment, and the lighter side of life, but does this joy have limits? Do you dread solitude or seek constant amusement? Have you ever been accused of being frivolous in your pursuits? For the sanguine, pleasure can overshadow purpose. How do we balance enjoyment with responsibility? 4. The struggle with discipline, why hard virtues feel impossible. For the sanguine, the path of self-denial and discipline can feel unbearably steep. Guarding their senses, eyes, ears, tongue, is a monumental task. Acts of penance or prolonged sorrow for sins seem unnecessary to them after absolution. But haste the truth, spiritual growth demands effort. Without it, the sanguine risks staying stuck in superficial comfort. 5. The sanguine's subtle shortcomings. Shallow decisions, how often do we rush into decisions, only to regret them later? The sanguine's superficial inquiry and optimism can blind them to obstacles. Fading commitments, have you ever started something with enthusiasm, only to abandon it midway? This lack of perseverance is a constant battle for the sanguine. Easily misled, the sanguine's reliance on external guidance makes them vulnerable to bad influences. Even their spiritual life suffers. Distractions, a lack of reflection, and a craving for emotional highs make deep prayer and meditation difficult. What can we learn? The sanguine's light-hearted nature brings joy to many, but their struggles with vanity, discipline, and depth can lead them astray. Can they rise above these challenges and find balance? Or will they be forever caught in the superficial? The bright side of the sanguine temperament, a ray of sunshine. What makes the sanguine personality so magnetic? Why do they effortlessly draw people in and bring joy to those around them? Let's explore their unique gifts and how they light up every space they enter. Can you relate, or do you know someone like this? Stick around to find out. 1. Sanguines, masters of connection. Sanguines thrive in social settings, making them naturally likable. Quick to connect, whether it's a stranger or an old friend, sanguines jump into conversation with ease. Charming storytellers, their knack for humor, engaging tales, and witty remarks makes them the life of any gathering. But haste the twist, they don't just entertain, they genuinely care. When a neighbor faces hardship, sanguines are often the first to console them with compassion and a kind word. Have you experienced the warmth of a sanguine's friendship? Let us know in the comments. 2. A leader's secret weapon. One of the sanguine's hidden strengths is their ability to guide and correct others with tact. Imagine someone pointing out your flaws but leaving you smiling instead of offended. Wouldn't that feel refreshing? Sanguines excel at delivering tough news gently. If you've ever had a sanguine as a leader, you know their energy keeps spirits high, even in tough times. Could this be why they excel in building strong relationships both personally and professionally? 3. Quick to forgive, quick to move on. Sanguines may lose their temper, but their anger is short-lived. They don't hold grudges and quickly return to their pleasant selves. Have you noticed how some people can brighten the room after a heated moment? That's a sanguine's magic. This trait also makes them resilient when faced with challenges or failures. While others might dwell on negativity, sanguines bounce back, spreading optimism wherever they go. 4. Superiors love them, but there's a catch. Sanguines win over their leaders with ease. Obedient and open, they readily accept guidance and share their struggles openly, even when discussing personal flaws or mistakes. Easy to correct, sanguines rarely take offense when disciplined, making them easy to work with. But beware of one pitfall, their charm can sometimes mask a tendency to flatter or appear overly compliant. Leaders should tread carefully to ensure authenticity in these relationships. 5. Light in the darkness, the optimistic sanguine. The sanguine's sunny outlook helps them brush off setbacks that might crush others. Optimism in action, while melancholics dwell on troubles and cholerics may rage against them, sanguines choose to see the bright side. This positivity makes them invaluable in communities and group settings where tension or conflict might arise. Have you ever seen someone lift a tense situation with their infectious energy? Chances are, they were a sanguine. 6. Easy to lead, easy to change. Perhaps one of the most inspiring traits of the sanguine is their malleability. They're easily drawn to both good and bad influences, but here's the silver lining: they are also the quickest to reform. Their openness to change makes them a joy for mentors and leaders who seek to guide them toward greatness. Let's celebrate the sanguine. From their infectious energy to their unshakable optimism, the sanguine personality brings light wherever they go. Do you see yourself or someone you know in this description? How to guide and educate a sanguine personality. Do you know someone bursting with energy, charm, and cheerfulness, but struggles to stay focused? Sanguines bring joy and vibrance to our lives, but their education and development require a unique approach. Let's dive into how we can nurture their strengths while keeping them on track. Are you ready to unlock the secrets to guiding a sanguine? 1. Keep a close eye on their progress. Sanguines are naturally enthusiastic and full of promises, but their follow-through? That's where they need help. Unfinished work, they often leave projects halfway because something new catches their attention. Regularly checking their progress can make all the difference. Take promises lightly; their enthusiasm can lead to grand declarations they struggle to fulfill. Instead of taking their words at face value, focus on accountability. Have you ever worked with someone who needed constant encouragement to stay focused? Share your story in the comments below. 2. Be careful with praise and trust. Sanguines thrive on approval, but too much flattery can mislead them, and you. Avoid favoritism; their warm and charming nature might tempt you to show them special treatment. Resist this urge; it's essential to remain fair. Guard your secrets; sanguines love to share. Be cautious about confiding sensitive information, as they may unintentionally spread it. Would you trust a sanguine with a secret? Let us know why or why not. 3. Guiding a sanguine child, the essentials. Raising a sanguine child is a delightful yet demanding task. Here's how to set them up for success. Teach self-discipline, instill habits of perseverance and order. Encourage them to resist distractions and finish tasks. Watch their friends; sanguines are highly impressionable and can easily fall under the wrong influence. Supervise their company closely. Let them be cheerful; don't suppress their natural joy. Allow them to have fun, but set boundaries to prevent excess. What do you think is the biggest challenge in raising a sanguine child? Let's discuss in the comments. Sanguines need your guidance, not restriction. Their cheerful, outgoing nature is their superpower, but it must be balanced with discipline and focus. How can we better support them without dimming their light? If you found this insight helpful, don't forget to like and share this video with anyone raising or mentoring a sanguine personality. And let's keep the conversation going. How do you handle the sanguines in your life? Drop your tips below. Next on our playlist is the mechanic temperament. Stay tuned.